What the hell is up, chat? Missed you guys.
Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. You know,
Happy
it's
Saturday.
Saturday morning, 9 a.m. What better would you want than thinking beers?
Nothing.
You know, I couldn't imagine waking up and not having a thinking beers. Like every other week must be just brutal for the people.
Oh, I know.
It's awful.
Yeah.
But we're back. Episode 3. Thank you. It's so fun doing this again. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for voting on the 100 sub giveaway.
Thanks, you guys.
Hey, we're looking nice. You should hear about some of the stuff I spent money on this week.
This YouTube money's hitting.
It's coming in. It's coming in. But no, we're excited to be here. 100 sub giveaway, man.
Mm-hmm.
We announced a week prior. Once we do hit 100 subs, we are going to do one of 3 options. It was between go to a pottery class, carnivore diet for a week to 2 weeks. I was going to do 2. And go to Toledo.
Yep.
Joe, why don't you tell us what we'll be doing once we get there?
By a very significant margin, Toledo won the vote. So once we hit 100 subscribers, we will be going to Toledo. As for what we're doing when we get there, that is TBD, because that really depends on you guys. Everybody, if you're watching this, subscribe right now. But the faster we get there, the faster we can determine our plans, right? Because it depends on what's going on at the time. If it's sooner, like we were saying, hit a baseball game, right? Hit a concert. I know you said, who was going there? Uncle Cracker?
Yeah, maybe Nickelback.
Nickelback, somebody
maybe
along
Uncle
those
Cracker,
lines.
Yeah, we'll catch a nice hometown feel Toledo concert, hopefully, is what I'm hoping for. But I don't know how many venues are there. So if you guys know what's going on in Toledo, if you guys want to come with us, let us know.
Shit.
Bring one member of the chat with us for a night in Toledo.
That would be sick. We can choose one subscriber to come with us. We were thinking about staying at, what's that called? Like a bed and breakfast?
Yeah, something like that. Somebody suggested a Red Roof in Toledo.
I don't know about that.
But that's what we'll be doing. So keep an eye out. Once you get us to 100 subs, it's on you guys. It really is.
It really is on you guys.
It's on you guys. We'll be waiting. We'll be ready. We'll be prepping. But
probably record an episode down there. It's going to be fun.
Once we hit 100, we're in Toledo like it's our job. It is our job.
It is our jobs.
But no, let's hop into it, man. We got something else, decent news. Yeah, let's
some other news. A little bit of merch for the boys.
Yeah.
Thinking Beers, little hat, got the little band there. What's this called? Like a fishing hat or like a dad hat, something?
I don't know. With the string, that's one of my favorite parts. Like it's got the little string in the front.
Looks like what a captain of a fishing boat would wear.
Yeah. So we're merch TBD, man. Merch TBD. We got a lot of requests for it. A lot of people want it. A lot of people are talking about it. We'll probably start with hats. These ones might be friends and family only. But
depending on how much you guys are willing to pay.
Right. Yeah, man.
We'll do anything.
We're thinking
as long as we make money off of it.
It's just Joe and I that got them right now. But we want to get the people out there. We want to get some merch for you guys. So work in progress. It's something we're thinking about, something we're considering.
Comment down below if you'd like a hat. We need to gauge interest. Volume makes it make sense.
Right. So yeah, I love the hats. Like we both wore them when we went out the other day, and some good feedback.
Compliments.
Good compliments.
Yeah.
They look good. They feel good. You feel like you're representing something that matters.
Yep.
Something that people care about.
100%.
So yeah,
this is America's new pastime.
Exactly.
So that's one of the many things we're doing to grow and expand this podcast. One of the things we did.
Yeah, we did a little podcast bonding.
A little podcast
corporate
retreat, team building activity.
Team building, corporate retreat, however
you want to phrase it.
It was actually, we can call it that, but it was our Secret Santa gift.
That is true.
I got Joe for Secret Santa this year. And he was so convinced it wasn't me. Like he had no idea. And
this coy bastard.
The easy cop out would be, hey, let me get you $100 future on the Steelers. Let me get you a Steelers crew neck, like a vintage Steelers jacket. Like I had so many, like obviously Steelers football cards. I had so many routes I could have went.
Instead of choosing something that you knew for sure I'd like, you went.
I went with something that he might like. I went with something that he is not sure if he'll like. He's not 100%. It was like
it was an experiment.
It was, let's say, an experience over materialistic items,
right,
if you will. So we went to Foster the People, man.
Foster the People.
This past
Good
Monday.
Neighbors.
And Good Neighbors, too. If you don't know them, they're that band that sings, "Darling, won't you take me home?"
Singing podcast is back on.
So good, man.
Fire. Australian fella.
It was a good experience. It was a good night. In Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
At the Fillmore. Yeah.
Around since 1925.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Which you really feel that when you're in there.
Historical landmark.
I couldn't stop talking to Joe about all the like art on the side, how much money was probably put into the chandeliers and the pillars, and they had like Roman statues up by the stage. It was a beautiful venue.
This bitch must have dropped like right after Henry Ford invented the car. He's like, I'm dumping millions into this.
Once Detroit like got on the map, they're like, we need a destination. So yeah, I thought it was a great concert. I thought it was a good concert. When I bought those tickets, I fully thought that you and I would only know Pumped Up Kicks. Oh shoot, I'm gonna forget the names, but
names don't matter.
Right. Like there's like 3 or 4 songs that I was like, oh, like we'll know these. These are childhood songs, and we'll like them. Like Sit Next to Me, Best Friend, like those types of songs from Foster the People. When we got there, when we got to experience that concert, it felt like, and I'm very happy about it. I feel like I'm about a month or so into entering my house electronic phase, if you will, where I like to go to kind of like underground, deep house, tech house type concerts. And it's really only been like a month or so, but it was almost like a great way to ease Joe into it. Because I want to get this guy to start going with me to things.
You got me. It was making me feel crazy things.
You know, there's lasers.
I felt that shit in my sternum.
I've been wanting to say this. I feel like Foster the People is trapped in their old ways. They said they haven't performed in 7 years. 7 years.
It was classic. The main singer said he went to go take a 1-year break, and he was like, well, it's a 1-year break, and eventually he was 7 years down the road, and I was like, maybe I should tour again. Which definitely means he's lazy and he got broke. He's like, shit, I need to go play Pumped Up Kicks now.
Right. He probably got sick of playing Pumped Up Kicks and then had to go back to it. But I think when he decided to go back to it, he was like, let me go play some house music.
Right.
Let me make our concerts more of like that techno EDM vibe than all the other kids, you know. I think they want to get away from that. I think they're trying to stray away. Which great experience, great time.
It was fire.
Relatively cheaper concert.
Relatively. I wouldn't know.
It was free for this guy, but it was funny because Detroit's got this transportation system.
We got to talk about the lead up. So even like at the basis of this, right? Like we get to Detroit, we park in the parking garage, and we go get a bite to eat at Chris's favorite restaurant. I don't know if I call it that in the area.
I just don't know a lot of spots.
Seemed like a fan favorite.
All I know is they got a burger, a beer, and a shot for $12.
Yeah.
So I was like, Joe, let's go here. It seems perfect for us.
I mean, it was a great call. They had a great chicken sandwich. It was fire. We're sitting there. And then, like Chris was saying, with the public transportation, it's called the Q. It's basically like this autonomous, I want to say that even though it has a driver, but it runs on its own schedule. It'll change times on you dramatically. Right. So he first pulls it up while we're first starting to eat, and he's like, 15 minutes away, we're all good. And then you looked at it like 2 minutes later, and he was like, it's 3 minutes away, dude, we got to bail.
Right. We got to get out of here. And I had just been in Detroit a week prior where my mistake, I was looking, there's an app where you can track where it's at. Otherwise, you're just waiting at the stop, like a bus stop. But the week prior, I went to a different concert I already talked about. I was tracking it, and it was going southbound when we needed to go northbound.
That was a big part of this,
and that was also what we were concerned about. I was like, Joe, it's saying this. I'm hoping it's not the wrong way, but we got to keep an eye out. And then, it did creep up on us.
Yeah. So essentially when that happened, though, you looked it up on Google Maps and assumed because the line was going up that we had to go north. And then I pulled out my compass to figure out which direction north was. And then we're like, this boy's going the right way.
Yeah, because in my head, I was thinking up north would be towards kind of where we live now from where we were at in Detroit. I did not think about the compass.
It does make sense. You'd think if it was going down south, it would be going down.
But now that I think about it, think about what is the other way is Canada.
Shit.
And Canada is north, which is also weird to think about. So I made Joe pull out the compass at the restaurant, and he got out the compass. We got on. It was like 5 minutes.
It's a good experience, honestly.
Hop on, hop
Plenty
off.
of room.
So funny. We were walking, and Joe at the restaurant was like, man, I think the concert said it started at 7. I think we got there close to 7:30, 7:45. And at the restaurant, Joe saying, hey, it's fast for the people. Like it's not going to be a line. Like we're not going to have to wait outside or anything. We did wear jackets. That was a topic of discussion prior as well.
Yeah.
But we get there, we get out of the queue, we start walking up to the Fillmore. We were approaching, and we see a small line out front. We see, hey, it's not that bad. It wraps around the corner, and we walked.
Goes for another block.
Half a mile down the street. Like, everyone's freezing. People weren't dressed for it. People are shivering, shaking.
Yeah.
We're hearing the
was
bouncer
literally
at
comical.
We're hearing the bouncer at the front of the line go, if you don't want to drink tonight, just move along. Just go on in. I was like, oh, man, should we drink tonight? It's a Monday. But obviously we're drinking. So we wait in this line. Wait in the line. Moved way faster than we thought, though.
It was comical, though. Like, when we turned that corner, I was like, ain't no way. And then when we were walking past all these people, you were like hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
And I knew that was a sign that we were not towards the end.
Yeah. You just kept like thinking it was the end, and then going there, and then there'd be a 3-minute walk longer of a line.
It was
insane.
Just
like, this is crazy.
Foster the people in this situation, it made them look like primetime Beatles.
It did. It was awesome. It had that vibe. It had that vibe that everybody there was so happy to be there. Everybody there was
45
just
years old.
We were young for the crowd, which is interesting to say. I guess it does kind of. Kids these days don't know pumped up kicks. Kids these days don't know.
They don't have to deal with that shit
indie
anymore.
Vibe. Yeah,
they don't know what we had to get through.
Great concert. It was a good time.
It was fire.
Not much more I have to say on it. It was, like I said, much more house EDM. I thought it was going to be the opener, and them both did something that I haven't seen in a concert before, which was like mid song, you just freeze. It goes black, you freeze, and then you're like, you pick up about 20, 30 seconds later, which I loved. I was a fan of that.
It was really confusing for me.
I also didn't know that A$AP Rocky sampled one of their songs. Yeah. For what's it called? Level, LVL, or whatever, his one song. I didn't know that he sampled them. And then when we were hearing it in concert, and it was just that woo, 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 I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Damn, that's that Rocky?
Yeah, I got my phone. That was like the only thing I recorded there. I was like, this hit likes crack. This is awesome. So, great concert.
Went crazy.
Good time.
Great gift. Thank you much.
Hey, anytime, man. I'm really entering my concert phase. I'm enjoying all these concerts.
It's supposed to be a gift for me.
Yeah, that's why I got it, because I was like, I'll enjoy this, if not as much as Joe, more than Joe. I love giving people gifts where I'm like, either way, it's a win for me.
True. It's incredibly selfish
way to give gifts, but you can't be mad if the gift limit is $50, and then it's like, oh well, I spent $50 for your ticket, but I got a ticket for me too.
Yeah,
like you don't factor that in.
Right. So,
great time. Great experience. I'll be going to another concert in about a month.
Brought us closer.
I do regret not going to Magic Stick after. I do regret that.
Tough. In hindsight, I should have took off work.
Yeah. Once I knew you were in off work, I understood it. I wasn't going to push for it. Magic Stick, if you guys don't know, it's like a techno club, I guess.
I've never been there.
I've only been there one time, but I want to go back so bad. I'm trying to convince Joe to go with us today.
We might be able to report back.
There was a Foster the People after party at Magic Stick, and we thought it was going to be almost like a cover band, I guess.
That was like a
rando, like a rando playing it, but it ended up being actually Foster the People. They posted on their story, and the next day I woke up and I was like, man, we were right there. That guy was handing us
if you think about it, though, would we not have just heard the same set twice in a row?
I don't think so. I think knowing that venue, it would have been just house. It would have just been like house music, like lasers, like beats, like that for like 2 more, 3 more hours.
That's fair. I don't know if I could handle that many wubs.
Yeah, true. Shout out Chase. That guy went to John Summit in Vail, and I was seeing videos from John Summit in Vail. Unreal, unheard of. Just I think I even saw a video of some guy saying you had to like go down, like snowboard down a mountain to get to the venue.
What?
Awesome.
That can't be true.
Awesome.
How many people could possibly make it there?
If that's not true, I saw people walking there through the snow. I saw people like, that concert looked unreal. It was a blizzard, and he's playing outside. Everyone's wearing snow pants and a jacket. It looked awesome.
That actually sounds kind of sick.
Yeah, and we got a buddy in Colorado, so we could go. But
that is true.
It was a great time. I'm looking forward to many more concerts as the weather gets nicer. We'll try and get Joe to that beat bop music soon.
Got Sexy Red up soon.
But no, it was a good time, man. You can't have a bad time at a concert with your own.
You really can't.
You can't have a bad time there. Exciting though. It was good.
It was.
First segment of the day to kind of get into things here, to jump in. Digesting Cora. You guys know it.
You guys love it.
Explain it. Just great questions, great conversation, thought-provoking conversation.
100%.
And I'll let you take it away. You can go first.
This first question, it's not kind of one of our standard ones because it's not necessarily one that has a direct answer. It's not a yes or no question.
Multiple parts.
Yeah. So the first question is going to be, if you could go to any place in history, what place and time are you choosing? And you can bring with you one piece of technology. But the one caveat is you have to live the rest of your days where you are until you die, right?
Yep.
So the question is, when and where are you going, and what are you bringing with you? I can go first if you'd like.
I got it. I'll take it. I'll go first. I put a lot of thought into this. I got some feedback from some other people. It's very easy to think. I did get some consulting on this.
Okay.
I had some consultants inform me of my ideas. Basically, I spitballed some ideas. I do think this question's easy at a surface level. Let's bring something good back to a bad time. Let's make it better.
Right.
But then you got to factor in, I got to live in that time period. And is that piece of technology actually going to be useful in that time period? So I'm keeping it relatively simple. I'm keeping it, my current life would not be altered that much. It would just be elevated, sped up, if per se. What I would do is I would bring ChatGPT. If you're going to argue ChatGPT, I'll say a laptop. I'll bring ChatGPT current state 2025 back. So basically an AI generated, if you don't know what ChatGPT is, if it's like my mom watching and she's like, what's that? And I literally, yesterday, she's like, what's that? I'm like, how do you not use this? Just go start typing stuff in there and report back.
It's basically an artificial intelligence that pulls from the web.
I use ChatGPT all the time at work. It writes my emails. Yeah.
We both understand it.
More than most.
Yeah, extensively. We don't have to explain it. Mm-hmm. You guys get the gist. If not, ask ChatGPT what it is.
What it is, yeah. It'll give you some crazy
What are
response,
you?
I bet.
It becomes self-aware.
But I'm bringing ChatGPT back to 1997.
Interesting year.
2 years before I was born. The first year.
So my brother's.
So everybody in chat knows the first year Wi-Fi was invented was 1997.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm bringing it back to the first year.
I think I know where you're taking this.
You can really use it. So essentially, I was born in 99. So it put me 2 years older. It put me at 27 instead of 25 right now.
So now this hypothetical. I'm just joking. Well, you'd be that age. You would be your age when you went there, I think.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
I don't know. I'm thinking I would still be 25 if I went back to 97. Because hypothetically, I could have said, go to the Roman Empire, go to the 20s, go to whatever. I'm picturing I'm at my
You wouldn't be negative 2,000 years old.
Right. So I'm 25 and I'm 90. It's 1997. I'm essentially living through the same exact time period. I just have a cheat code that's going to tell me how to do certain things, how to get access certain information, or how to use certain information. And essentially it will organize all of this information in a way that it can be useful for me to live my life.
Well, what's your plan though? What specific applications are you going to use it for? Yeah,
so I immediately think I keep it broad. I think I keep it it doesn't have to be, I'm going to use this to tell me, because it's going to know the information from 2025. It's going to know all the information from current state today.
Yeah.
So you could easily say, hey, ChatGPT, who wins the World Series in 2001, and then bet on that, and then
That
win,
is true.
and then make money. You can do that aspect if you want. You could also take the route of, hey, ChatGPT, tell me how construction has evolved over the last 20 years and what improvements have been made, and then you're just implementing those improvements
Interesting.
earlier on. You're essentially just speeding up the time frame.
So
you're
you could
speeding up
be
everything.
like an Elon that has your hand in everything, and you're basically like an expert, and you have all these companies that are revolutionizing any different sector.
Yes. It would be essentially speeding up life. You would speed up the progress, the progression of society, and obviously you would make a lot of money from that because you would just be behind these ideas. You would essentially be a consultant for businessmen, but
Any business.
right, you could just go to them, and I do think if I had that, I would keep it for myself.
Oh, 100%. You can't share that.
I'm not sure. No one's getting access.
Dude, the Taliban's coming out soon. No shot you can fucking release that.
Right. You also would know all the events. It would basically be reliving my life, but I start at my current age, and I just have a cheat code. I just have a cheat code throughout life. If I ever need anything, if I ever want anything, that's what I would do. So,
do you think though, if you had that and you went back to that time frame at 25, you have 10 years, do you think you could become president?
If I wanted to, yes. I don't think I'd want to.
I would.
I wouldn't want to.
I care less about the money, more about the power.
I wouldn't want to be president.
Shape this government and this country in my image.
I mean, no, I wouldn't want to. That's partially what I thought about as well going into this was, how can I stay low key? How can I live a simple life? In my one devil's advocate against my own point is you don't get to experience a different time period. You don't get to experience what it was like. I mean, maybe the first 10 years of your life because you don't remember them anyways.
To be fair, though, this is the best time to be alive ever in every facet.
That was my counter argument.
Right.
Was if somebody says, hey, but you don't get to go experience the 20s and the Great Gatsby era, or you don't get to go experience the Roman Empire.
So I can't get polio and
exactly.
fucking die from the plague.
I'm like, I don't know if I want to live in that.
Nobody does.
Did they have Tempur-Pedic beds back then?
Hell no.
Did they have air conditioning back? Like, what was everything looking like? So,
like ass. They were sleeping on hay.
Exactly.
And eating donkeys. You're just eating McDonald's and being a billionaire.
Exactly. So that's where that's mine.
That's a great answer.
That's what I think. It's just a simple answer. It's not too intricate. It would improve my life a lot, and I'd be happy.
That's a good one. My answer,
yours
was a little more practical. Mine's a little more conceited. So my idea, Jesus was born the year 0. I would essentially go back to the year 10 BC. So before he was born.
Yeah,
and
before Christ. 10 years. 10 years prior.
10 years prior.
Okay.
The technology I'm bringing is a magic kit. And the thought process behind this is I have this little box full of gadgets and cool tricks that I can do. I'm in the same place that he was. And I can go around, do my...
What was it, like Jerusalem? Where was he?
I think so. It's been a while since I read the good book.
And yeah, I'm not very religious, but there were other people alive 10 BC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
There were hella people. The Roman Empire was thriving.
Okay, so that's Roman Empire times.
This is before Christianity, so it's essentially just a bunch of Jewish people hanging out, and then I pop in, and I'm pulling a very long series of handkerchiefs out of my sleeve. Or let's say I have a little wand, and then
pick a card.
It's actually a flower coming out. I'm not saying that's equivalent to what he did, but if I know magic well enough, I could convince everybody to the point where I would start getting disciples. They've never seen anything like this. They start writing books about me, right? And then maybe the Roman Empire, kills me or whatever it is. But essentially, I would become the most influential person of all time. I would become the most Joe Smolbusky. You know what I mean? Like
that is he's just a known figure.
Yeah, like everybody in the world would know my name for eternity.
My counterpoint to that is
Can't have one.
Is that you bring back a magic kit, and I know all the classic magic kits. I used to have some magic kits back in the day, and you're doing like exactly what you said. You're pulling the handkerchief. What cup is the ball under? What cup is the ball under?
They would never know either.
They would be mind blown.
Right.
So let's say you become an entity of Joe. That is, this guy's introducing us stuff we've never seen before. This guy's introducing, he's a godlike figure. He's introducing us stuff that we've never seen. You become that person.
Yeah.
What's your first plan of attack? What's your first?
I would probably say if you touch me, you melt to death. So nobody would ever be able to kill me. And then after that, I don't know. I'd just start implementing rules I'd probably honestly start football leagues. That'd be a quick, easy one to do. I'd probably start teaching people about modern economics. And then I'd probably start, instituting banks, just revolutionizing society. So but the time I go, and honestly, that'd probably be the year 60 or something like that. The world's probably closer to the year 1500, so the world's catapulted.
You're
you know what I mean.
Speeding up is just kind of like what I was talking about. You're speeding up the time. Obviously.
Yeah, but even on top of Jesus did some great things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get religious. Chat, say what you believe in down below. But
no, don't say it.
No, say what religion you are. But no, even with that, right? I'm doing a step above. I'm catapulting society into a new echelon, and everybody knows not only am I God, but they need to absolutely thank me for where they are.
Yeah, I guess.
So everybody for basically the rest of history,
but
I'd be the direct result.
You would live in the conditions of 10 BC. You would live in bread. I don't know
bread.
What do you think they were eating back then?
Bread. I know bread and wine.
Corn, wine. I don't know why I threw corn in there, but
probably ate some corn.
I bet. Potatoes.
Camels. I think they grow potatoes in the.
I just picture things
Is it
that
sandy.
I picture
sandy.
all. Tell me about this. Yeah. Sorry to take us on a squirrel here. I picture all fruits, vegetables, things that grow were still around. I don't think they just came about.
No, they were. I'm just not picturing it in the desert. They're probably eating fish.
That is true. I forget
probably
that you're in
fish
the desert.
and I don't know. They might have they're probably eating donkeys, dude. I swear to God, they were probably eating donkeys. And I don't really care. I'll eat anything. And at the end of the day, if I got the magic kit and I got all these disciples and all these people on my side, people will just be bringing me food. They'll be bringing me extravagant robes, worshiping me. Or they're eating at the Last Supper. Looked like some good munch. I'd be eating that every day.
They
just busted it out for the one time. Probably some grapes. I don't know.
But then, do you think that you'd have to compete against Jesus? You think that you'd have to
because everybody's gonna be like, this guy's just copying Joe, poser.
That would be funny.
Get out of here, nerd.
I would bring the Bible back a year before.
This seems crazy to say. It is a crazy thing. It
really
to say.
Is a crazy thing to.
Could you imagine though if the Bible was based around me? I would never be able to reap the benefits, but say it was just me in this example, you would know. Joe Smallbusty was our Lord and Savior, dude. Right. That would be crazy.
Right. That is a funny ass name to be
oh, that's a pretty cool name.
In the history books forever.
It's a sick name. Cool name.
Would you want
good, strong name?
Would you want to be in the history books forever?
I would. My biggest thing is I want people to remember me.
Yeah, I agree. I would too. I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying there are some holes. There are some flukes. You could have some people saying, let me inspect this magic kit, Mr.
Would
Joe.
Never let him touch it.
And if that was the case,
part of the magic kit's a sword.
If that was
so,
you gotta grab a brewski here. But if that was the case, I mean, shoot, dude, I don't know. But next segment, man.
Next segment. Big segment.
Can you put this next to you?
Oh yeah.
I just want to. I want to cut on it. I'll cheers you though. You starting a new one?
I am.
Start a new one at the same time.
Damn.
Next segment though, Gem of the Week, another classic. I love doing this. It's kind of just a way for Joe and I to share what's getting us through lately. Share
Most important part of our last week.
Right. And maybe it's not most important, just like something that made you smile.
Yeah.
Something that made you happy. Something that a memory that should stick with you.
That should warm the masses' hearts.
Right. And we wanted to talk about the concert, but it was a shared experience. We would have the same thing and be like, what are we talking about? So with this one, I'll go first because mine's relatively simple. Mine is just sandwich toppings, man. I'm a huge sandwich guy. Mm-hmm. I've been a Subway goer, which I know Subway is a little polarizing. I've been a Subway goer for many, many years, bro.
Polarizing because of their spokesperson.
Yeah, they're one celeb. So Subway, if you want to sponsor us, we won't be doing that stuff.
Jared was a bad person. We're nothing like him.
We don't endorse Jared.
And I do love footlongs.
We endorse footlongs. We
facts.
We don't endorse Jared, though. But that's my shout out of the week. So it's basically just sub toppings, but I'm going to get a little bit more granular than that. If you are a Subway goer.
Good word.
And you did not know this, I found out because I ordered for the app on the first time.
That's crazy.
It's been going around. I was advertising it like I worked for Subway. I was telling everybody. I was texting my mom. I was putting it on my Snap story. I was telling everybody. I said,
that's wild.
Use code FLBOGO. Buy one, get one free. Footlong subs. Are you kidding me? I was just complaining a month ago how they were $17.
2 feet of subs.
$16. 2 feet of subs.
Wild.
It was like $12.
Too much of both at the same time.
That was the first time I ordered Subway online. I'm not an online orderer because I think you can give them a real stern look in person and they will make your food way better.
Yeah, you intimidate them into serving you more.
Yeah, which is what happened. I mean, I'm still happy with Subway, and my gem of the week is sub toppings, sandwich toppings in general. But when I did order online, they forgot the sauce. They didn't put the sauce on there.
Oh my God.
I was like, are you kidding me? I put my own mayo.
We're on to Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Yeah, but it's not subs, and it's not Subway. My gem of the week is sub toppings, man. Nothing goes better, which is almost like a salad if you look at it that way. But nothing better than banana peppers, pickles, if you're going to Jersey Mike's, little Mike's Way. Let me get that oil and vinegar.
Nothing's better than Mike's oil.
A little red onion. Maybe you're getting jalapenos. My favorite topping, and they only serve this at the real Italian. You're getting a nice salami, pepperoni, ham, maybe some arugula, some oil and stuff as well. Gardenias on the side, bro. Little gardenia peppers.
I'd kill a man for gardenia.
Ooh. Sometimes they put the carrots in there. Sometimes they get the little.
They have carrots on your stuff?
They put like little. It's just like peppers, carrots, and stuff mixed, but it's usually pretty spicy. I think there's celery in there too.
Okay.
Gardenia, bro. So good. And I got one like a real nice Italian restaurant in Detroit. There was like a sandwich place. We got it for lunch at work, but I love some hot gardenias. You just put a little hot gardenia pepper on your sandwich. You take a bite of that. You know, like, oh, this is the experience I was looking for with my sandwich. So that's my gem of the week is just gardenias. But if you want to get a little bit more broad, sandwich toppings in general, in chat, you guys should know that you can get extras. Go to a sub place, go to any sub place, Jersey Mike's, wherever, blah, 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 blah. If it's a vegetable, say, hey, give me some extra banana peppers. Give me some extra pickles. Give me some extra black olives. Give me some extra red onion. Whatever you fancy, get extra.
Get a little bit more of that.
It's free.
Right.
Do it.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Do it. All you got to do is ask. But what got you through this week? What you been thinking about this week?
My gem of the week is going to be not necessarily Valentine's Day itself, but the situation that occurred on Valentine's Day. So me and the missus.
Tell me what you did. Yeah, what'd you do
me
this
and the missus, we got just got some takeout Thai food, nothing too crazy.
Stayed in.
Probably below average Thai food, honestly. I enjoyed it. Marissa didn't. That's why I'm ranking it in the middle. The two opinions balance out to give it a 5 out of 10.
That's true.
And then we bought a couple of tickets to go see the new Captain America movie.
Okay.
I'm a big Marvel movie fan. I was stoked to see it. we go to the local AMC in Troy. I know we're both a big fan of this place.
We are. Joe and I have seen movies here before. We saw Gladiator.
Saw Gladiator, and we saw American. No, yeah. Wait, didn't we see American Gangster there?
No, that was
that
Magic.
was somewhere else. Whatever. Fuck
Let me put you on pause for a sec. What I will say is Joe and I have a lot of high-end movie theaters nearby.
Yep.
You can go bowling, get wine. You can still get wine there too, but you can get a real classy experience.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you feel like
you're in the trenches.
You're in the trenches, man.
Yeah.
You're back in 5th grade. You're like, oh, there's popcorn on the floor, there's carpet. You're like, the families here feel like this is their only time of the year that they're getting out to go do something.
This is their night.
Yeah.
This is their Disneyland.
It is. And everyone is just into the movie. Like you're getting the audio in the background, like the ad libs. It's probably a good way to put it.
Commentary.
Like when we were seeing Gladiator and everyone was ad libbing Denzel Washington to Gladiator. It was so funny.
Oh, hell no.
Don't shit, man. Like it was so funny just hearing what people had to say about Denzel. But sorry to interrupt. That's why Joe and I like this place and we go to this movie theater above all that else. It does feel cheaper too, but
I mean, it's pretty expensive.
Also, I told you this when we went there. That's the only movie theater around here that you get to fill up your popcorn with however much butter you want. You get to fill up your drinks.
Places puts you on a cap on butter.
All of the places.
Not MJR.
Well, okay. What place was it? I just went here. I think it's Imagine. Imagine will say, would you like to upgrade to, would you like soy butter or do you want to spend $2 and upgrade to real butter?
That's crazy.
And I go, real butter.
Imagine that, dude.
I have to say real butter. I don't want soy butter.
Nobody does.
So what do you even do? So I say real butter and that's $2 and then you can still fill up your drink. But at this AMC, you can get your Slurpee or you could get a large pop and then go take it, fill it up with Slurpee, and nobody knows.
Yeah. No, so exactly like you're saying, that's why
Joe
love this place.
Sorry to interrupt.
That was a great sidetrack. And exactly like you're saying, that's why we love this place. We get in, scan our tickets, we're walking up to the concessions. First of all, they have a very long snake-like line. It takes us probably about 15 minutes to get the front of. While I'm noticing to my right that all the AMC Reward Plus members are just bypassing us plebeians.
Fast pass lane.
Yeah, looking at us with just the biggest look of disgust on their face. Like, I can't believe you fucking idiots are, you're waiting in line to get your Slurpees right now. So I'm just watching all these arrogant bastards walk past me, and I finally get to the front of the line, and Marissa points out, holy shit, they have Captain America popcorn. And I'm on my diet shit, so I'm like, no, we shouldn't do that. But she's explaining to me what it is. Essentially, it's like the larger popcorn that you kind of get with kettle corn, covered in sugar with Pop Rocks on the sugar. So I get a small one of those.
Wait, it's kettle corn with Pop Rocks on top? Or it's normal popcorn with Pop Rocks?
Kettle corn, sugar around it, Pop Rocks on top. So I get a small one of those. Marissa gets some cookie dough bites. And then she gets a Slurpee. I get a normal drink. Good ass order. We had a gift card, so I was splurging. Also, Valentine's Day, had to ball out. Yeah, so we get our shit.
Especially after the at-home Thai food.
Right.
That was mid. That was like 5 out of 10. You got to be like.
Yeah. That was her request, though.
Hey.
She wanted that.
Yeah, you can't. You're not to blame, but you still got to be like, we're going to pop out.
We got to pop out for the Captain America popcorn.
Did you get wine or anything? They do have a bar there.
No, we didn't. We were chilling.
Okay.
Brought the pen, though. Was moderately high. Pretty high.
I mean, that's the best way to watch it.
I was like the highest person in there. So anyways,
watch a movie.
So I got the Captain America popcorn. I'm smelling it. It's smelling dope. And then we go over to the drink, and obviously it's one of those freestyle machines where it has 1,000 different options. She's reading them off, and it was peace tea that caught my attention.
Peace tea?
Yeah, peace tea. I get some, I think it was mango peace tea. I have a large drink, and I fill it up to the top. I'm so excited to try it. I take one drink. It's perfect. And then while we're walking into the theater, I go to take another drink. Nothing's going into my mouth. It's just spraying out of the right side. I'm like, the fuck? That was weird.
Right.
But I decide to just put that to the side.
Right.
So we sit down, about to watch the movie. I try to take another drink. It sprays all over to the person next to me. I inspect the straw, and it's split perfectly down the side of the straw the entirety of the way down. My straw was entirely split in half, and
it was still coming out and spewing out on the person next to me.
I have no idea how this straw possibly split in half like that, but it did. The person next to me gave me a dirty look, whatever. I was just trying to drink my tea. So for the rest of the movie, I had to tip off the lid and just drink it, raw.
Yeah.
No straw, just
Yeah.
raw. And then I absolutely dove into the popcorn, started hammering this Captain America popcorn.
Oh, dude, I could eat a large popcorn by myself at a movie.
Not this popcorn, dude. I swear to God. Half of this thing, there was Pop Rocks, there was sugar, there's so much going on. And I got this like sugar rush effect.
You were seeing Captain America too.
Yeah.
So was the whole movie theater during that movie you were just hearing Pop Rocks go off in the background?
No. I think I might have been the only person that bought it. And I finished. You
know how loud that can be, though. Like you can hear it
Yeah.
in someone else's mouth.
Yeah.
When the Pop Rocks are going off, you're just like, oh,
yeah,
it's a catastrophe going on over there.
It's an active shooter.
Something's going on over there.
No, but I finished. I finished my half before the previews were done, so I said, "Get that out of my face." I was on a sugar high. The first 30 minutes of the movie. Definitely because I was high and also because of the sugar rush. I thought that it was the best movie of all time. I was like nudging Marissa like, yo, this is absolutely sick. And then the other hour and a half of the movie, I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The dialogue was so corny and it was honestly embarrassing out of a Marvel movie. Like I love their movies, but they're trying to set up their new thing to like, they did their whole original setup that ended with Endgame, and now their big thing is they're trying to reset it. So they were trying to reestablish everything and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to fight this guy to save the world. I'm Bucky, and you know what I mean? It was just too much setup. So
that's what you were saying is like it felt like they had to reference all the old stuff. Or
like
all like this is
like, remember this
John
guy from that movie
from here, and he did this. Remember?
Yeah.
Which
Sugar Rush.
I personally, this is like probably one of my most controversial opinions. I don't get a lot of flack for it, probably because people that like superhero movies are usually nerds.
Shut the fuck up.
But I hate superhero movies. I hate almost all superhero movies. Like if it's not a movie that can actually happen, I'm not a fan of it because it's like, well, he could just go fly here or go do this or go do that, and like anything could actually happen.
Yeah.
So if anything could happen, why do I care about what's happening in this movie?
Well, couldn't anything happen in any movie?
Because there could just be a better superhero that could do more things than him.
Damn.
And just do different stuff.
That's a pretty good point.
So I've always been an anti-superhero movie guy. I usually get a lot of flack for it. But
no, that's fair.
That is understandable, bro. There's been a lot of movies where I'm like feeling some type of way at the beginning. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm just more excited about the movie experience than I am about actually like the actual movie at stake, the actual movie at hand.
That's how it was with the popcorn.
Yeah, I mean that stuff. The Dune popcorn bucket was awesome. There's a lot of people are doing that now. Like you make a movie, you're sort of like, we got to get a popcorn bucket out here. We got to start.
That's where the money comes in, bro.
Get the people buying.
Yeah, fuck the ticket sales. We need people buying this bucket. Resale market goes crazy.
Give me that Dune Ussie. Give me that. Give me that Dune pop. But yeah, different. That was. I mean, end of the day though. You walk away from Valentine's Day where you're like, hey, I had a good day.
To me, it was 10 out of 10.
Exactly.
Yes, my girlfriend probably 4 out of 10.
Well, here's what I was about to say though. You spend the time with someone you love. Any Valentine's Day is a 10 out of 10.
Especially if it's me.
10 out of 10. I even wanted to text Joe and Marissa because we'll go into my love life a little bit. I do want to talk to chat. You guys can come with me on this journey. I've been single for a little bit now. Good amount of situationships, but that's why I like ended up being single Friday night by myself. And I thought about texting Joe and saying like, I literally have Italian dinner reservations if you and Marissa want to go. So like, I was like, I can't invite a couple to go on a date. You know, I can't do that. So my story, my Valentine's Day, I was talking to somebody for a little while. We had, I guess you could just call it like awkward conversations the week prior. We both were busy, had things going on, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, can you hang out with me? No. Hey, can I hang out with you? No. And it just kind of went that way for a little bit, just on a weird page the weekend, because I think Valentine's Day was on a Friday, right?
No, it was.
the week prior, like the prior Saturday, started getting awkward vibes from my situationship, and then
situationship's crazy,
dude. That's what I call. That's why you gotta call them now. Is if you're not dating but you're talking to somebody, and it ends before you're dating, what would you call it? Because I never asked them to date.
Flirting. I don't know.
You're just talking. You're at the talking stage.
Kissing.
I like to call it situationship because it's like
that's a good phrase for it.
It's like you're hanging out multiple times, but you're not dating. And like, are you gonna date soon? I don't know. It's a situation. That's the situation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I had a situationship for about 3 weeks, and then Valentine's Day came up. That's when the big questions started flocking in. No, I'm kidding,
you were gonna ask her.
No, I did. I did ask her to go on Valentine's Day. I did have a date planned. Nice Italian restaurant in Detroit. About 2-3 days prior to Valentine's Day, I gave her that call, and I said, "Hey, I don't know where your head's at with things, but I don't know if we should do this. This doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I should want to do this. I should want to get you flowers. I should want to do that, and for some reason, I just don't." And
instead, you said, "I can buy myself flowers."
Yeah,
singing
Bruno Mars. I'll catch a grenade. But no, I did call Nice Guy Move on the Tuesday or Wednesday prior to Valentine's Day. And I just talked it out. I just talked it out. It wasn't a breakup because we were never dating, but I talked it out. Canceled Valentine's Day essentially, and was just saying, I don't think this is a good idea for us to keep doing this, and it doesn't feel right, and I don't know if I want to. And for some reason, I feel like if I say this, then we'll probably be done talking. And that's exactly what happened. So Fast forward, that was my Valentine's Day. Friday, I ended up playing video games. I ended up not really doing a whole lot, which I don't mind. To be honest, I'd rather do that and just be by myself than
get Captain American pop.
Spend $300 on a night out.
I only spent like $70.
That's what I'm saying.
Gift card takeout. Come on.
In a real relationship. I'm in the beginning stages. I can't be just like, "What, you want to watch a movie at my place for Valentine's Day?" It sounds really great. But anyways, fast forward to yesterday.
Boom. Big day.
Yeah. Maybe I'll fast forward even a little earlier. I post a burrito.
A rewind?
I post it is a rewind.
I'm gonna fast forward earlier.
I post a story in this great burrito I had right down the street. Que Pasa. Shout out Que Pasa.
No way, it was this girl?
Well, this is yesterday.
Oh.
So Que Pasa. So I'm done talking to V-Day girl. My old situation.
Yeah.
Done. Move on. And I move into, I'm just single again. I'm like, I'm entering my club era. I'm just going to go to the club. I'm going to meet somebody there. I don't even really want to use these apps anymore. I'm kind of tired of it. I've been on a good amount of Hinge dates. We'll probably introduce a section eventually, a segment, something that's just me talking through old experiences I've had, dates I've been on, situationships I've been in. I have stories for days. I've been dating for a long time.
Not me. I only have one girl. It's Marissa, and I love you.
Right. And I'm happy for him, bro. I'm so happy for Joe. I'm so happy for all my friends. But all my friends have girlfriends. I'm the only single one that lives in the area, and it pisses me off because I just want people to go out to the club with. I'm not in a position to meet other people. I'm always in a position where I'm third wheeling, fifth wheeling, sixth, like whatever that is, seventh wheeling. Like I'm always in that position, which makes it difficult for me to venture off and be like, "Hey, I'm Chris. Hey, I'm Chris. Hey, I'm Chris." It makes it more difficult.
I did hook you up that one time though, New Way. Got you guys that Uber home.
Yeah,
she didn't take you up on it, but
yeah, I like your shoes. I like your shoes. And I just want to be myself. And that's like a classic line, chat. If you need to meet a girl, you need a classic line. All you need to do is you need to go up to them. All you need to do is say something. That's the first thing I'll say. The second thing I'll say is you go up to them and you say, "Hey, I personally wouldn't be myself if I left this establishment before coming up to you and introducing myself,
right.
Saying, 'Hey, I'm Chris. I just wanted to get to know your name. I just think you're beautiful.'"
I'd kick myself if I didn't at least tell you how much I thought that we should be together. Please marry me. I love you so much.
Right. Just off rip. But yeah, and it doesn't hurt if you call the Uber before you do that. You say, "Hey, my Uber's coming, but I couldn't leave without saying this to you.
Right.
And I've done that before plenty of times. But anyways, I post a story of a nice burrito that I got.
Hey, I'll be back in 1 second. Finish your story.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Joe's going to pee. Just leave the mic here, man. Leave the mic here. So, chat, we'll take center stage here while Joe is at the Little John. But essentially, I get hit up on a Tuesday. On this Tuesday, I have somebody come up to me and or DM me on Snapchat and they say, hey, where'd you get that burrito? That burrito was great. It was a steak and shrimp burrito. You know it was hitting. You know that thing was slapping. So I go, it was at Cape Pasa. Trying to be smooth. There's somebody that I kind of know a little bit, obviously. Trying to be smooth. And then they hit me with you should take me there sometime. And I was like, I should, or we could get drinks. Or we can go get drinks. We can go, for a night out. We can have a good time. Like, it doesn't have to be just this little Mexican place on the street. So we decide to do that. And we decide to actually go bowling and get drinks prior. And that was supposed to be yesterday. And mind you, she was the one that was saying, hey, do you want to go get drinks? Do you want to go get food? She was like, we need to catch up. It's been a while. Do you want to be... What up, Joe?
Sorry about that. Just got a call from Mr. YouTube. He said that our account's up 500%, so...
We're going fast, man. Sometimes you got to just take a break mid-pod. But basically, she hits me up to go out. We decide bowling is the way to go.
Good first day move.
And that's what we want to do.
It allows you to show your athletic prowess.
I was in a bowling league last year. I'm not very good at bowling, but I did think I could perform well.
Right.
I've never been on a bowling date, but I was like, I got 3 strikes in me, and I think that's enough to impress.
Did you?
The last date I went on, I hit 2 bullseyes. 2 bullseyes.
What is that?
Darts.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, aha, this makes me look so cool. But basically, we're supposed to go bowling 9:30 p.m., drinks at 7:30 p.m. I get a text yesterday at 4 p.m. and that says, hey, I'm feeling sick. And I'm like, I'm not going on this date. I'm just going to go to the gym. I go to the gym. Mind you, drinks are supposed to be at 7:30. I get a text at 8:15 and it's like, I just slept this whole time. I still don't feel very well. Like, hope you understand. Hit her with that thumbs up, never responding again.
Facts.
And that's just the way.
I'm feeling kind of sick too. Sick of your shit,
man. That's just where I'm at. That's what I'm saying too. I'm like, hey, I'm just sick of what we got going on. So I'm done with that. That's just not even going to be in my life anymore. I don't want to use Hinge, man, but it's just sometimes you just are. You're just going to.
It's not that many, wifeys up in Subway.
Right. I wish there were. There should be more.
Mostly just construction workers.
So that brings us to our next segment, man. And I'm excited for this one. I do think this could be a repeat. Chat, so you guys know,
alert.
I look at you guys as family. You guys will be getting the update on me and my life and my dating. And if I go on first dates, I'll tell you how it went, where I went, what we did, my thoughts on it. If you guys can give me advice, give us advice. If you guys want to hit me up in the DMs, I'll know it's for me, but you can DM our channel. You can DM me separately. Like, I'll gladly, I tell a lot of people.
Message the podcast so I can read it too.
I tell a lot of people.
I want to see how this man moves.
I'm glad. I'll happily go on a first date with anybody, man. I
really
love experiencing first dates, and I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you, hey, I didn't feel anything, but like, I'm glad I got to meet you.
That's the best way to do it.
And I'll be that person. But if you guys have advice for me, if you guys have someone to set me up with, if you guys have any advice for how I should approach dating mid-20s, I'm all ears. I'll gladly drop it below. Let me know, and I'll implement that advice. But I'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it, and that's our next segment. Is
start talking about it.
First impressions, man.
Facts.
How do you come across the first time you meet somebody? What do you think? Before we go into first impressions, what was your first impression of me?
Of you? Well, this is kind of a funny one because I was already in our fraternity. You weren't. I saw you as somebody I had to get favor with,
recruit.
right? Yeah, recruit in. So every time I'd go up to you, I saw you at we had class together, and I was
3.
like, man, I just got so, I had the funnest time last night. I got so drunk last night. Coolest shit we're doing down here. And you're like, what? That's so cool. And I saw you had that tailgate, pulled up with a half gallon. I was like, take some shots, little bro.
Yeah.
See what this shit's all about. Yeah. Got you hammered as fuck.
Yeah.
You joined the fraternity. I would say my first impression of you was pretty normal white guy. Honestly.
That's what I'm going for. My first impression of you was just,
hey, well, be careful. Don't hurt my feelings.
Nice ginger.
Well,
grizzly bear.
Okay.
That was my first impression. So that's our segment, is first impressions. I've been back on Hinge. I've been swiping Hinge. We've been going through it, and man, some of the prompts are just hilarious.
Yeah, these hoes be tripping.
It's going to be hard for me to find somebody out there. I just wish the one that got away didn't get away, whoever that may be. They shall not be named. But anyways, these are Hinge prompts. There's always the classics. There's this year I really want to travel more. Airplane emoji, airplane emoji.
Got to be 6'5" to ride this ride.
Yeah. There's always the one thing you should know about me is I'm a certified yapper.
Facts.
I don't want a certified yapper. I am a certified yapper.
Yeah.
You are not a certified yapper.
Well, that's why we got the office, or that's why we got the podcast. I mean,
right. So many people watch true crime.
We might be certified yappers.
These are the ones. Y'all fake yappers. We're certified.
Facts.
That's how I'd look at it. But first impressions, these are just Hinge prompts I've came across. Honestly, it took me 20 minutes to find these. These are local females in my age range that I have it set as that are potential mates.
Based off our YouTube analytics, you guys might have seen these girls.
They are potential future wifeys, if you'll put it that way.
Depending on the prompts. Yeah,
depending. So I'm just going to read them. Joe's going to respond. Or Joe's going to react to them, and then we're going to go from there. The first prompt is, the first round is on me if you can beat me in a dance-off.
Okay. I don't hate that one. That's a funny one, though, because that implies that before
you're getting the first round.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the first thing you guys are doing.
Literally completely sober, walk into a restaurant, walk into a bar, and you're dancing before you.
Yeah. Because I feel like most of the first dates are just getting drinks. So is that the first thing you're doing?
Maybe I'm lame, bro. Right. I agree. It's probably drinks or like at a bar or a restaurant. How weird would it be if you were dancing first thing?
That would be bizarre.
Insane. That is
also
insane.
Most dates don't happen at like 11 at night.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're the only one dancing.
Pulling up to an Applebee's, like, it's like first round's on you. Yeah,
I knew it. I got you.
Yeah, that's in my profile for a reason.
That's immediately what I think about. If I'm ever in a dance off with somebody, I better be. This is my 10th date with them. And or it's
got to be the spot and the time. That can't be the first thing.
Yeah, the first round. No,
veto.
Second, first impression. First thing, or one thing you should know about me is I'm currently. One thing you should know about me is I'm currently expecting baby number 3.
No. Well,
and
that means
I'm not against a mom.
MILF.
Right. I'm not against it. I would go on a date with one. I actually might soon. Chat. We'll keep you posted.
Interesting.
She's from Canada.
There's a whoa.
Wait,
what?
She's only got one kid. She's only got one kid.
That's still a lot.
She says she's like, yeah, I go to Detroit all the time.
The difference between 0 kids and 1 kid is a lot.
We could do it. I'm not I don't hate that one. I wish it was 1 kid. How old are the kids? A lot of factors
That's what
matter.
I'm saying. There's a chance there. What's your age range,
man?
What is your age range?
Like 30, 31's the top end. And then it's like 23, 24 to 30.
There's 31. A chance, depending how early she was getting after it, those kids could be they could be in high school.
That's true. But that one doesn't bother me too much. Bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
One thing I'll never do again is go to Sky Zone and fall in the foam pit. Wow. In parentheses, that was the worst experience of my life. So what do you do when you go to Sky Zone?
The whole point
is to go in the foam
pit
and jump on a trampoline.
This seems like, instead of being a disaster, this seems like a tremendous success if you go to Sky Zone and find your way into the foam pit.
Yeah. How do you How is that the worst night of your life when that's something you should expect?
How do you enjoy Sky Zone
without going in the foam pit?
You're just gently bouncing on a trampoline next to the foam pit?
My guess, too large to get out of the foam pit.
Oh, God.
My guess.
She might be.
I can't recall what everybody looked like for each prompt, but I can recall that
we don't want to make judgments, but
thought that went into my mind.
Massive.
Maybe she drowned in the foam pit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can drown in there, but it does get a little dangerous at the bottom.
Right.
Next one. One thing you should know about me is I have 0 personality, no hobbies, no life goals. I'm not chill or funny, and I'll ruin your life.
Sounds like a perfect match with you, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Nah, I'm joking. Sounds like the fucking worst. Is that real?
I can't believe that this is what dating looks like.
That can't attract anybody.
All of these.
I mean, that's got to be like, oh, she's like a fringe, like, oh, you don't even want to be with me. I'm the worst.
Right.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
Trying to reverse psychology.
Yeah. I'm not a normie. She probably listens to like Blackfield Brides.
I'm different from everybody.
I don't get Starbucks. I only get local.
Yeah, I only get Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Like she's like the Walmart brand of everything. That's probably how she is. She's like, oh, you like Nike? I'm a Reebok girl.
Yeah.
You know? That's probably how she is.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear ASIC 360s. You normie. Sounds like the worst. I hate it.
You'd be wearing the 550s? I'm only on the 350s. Like, what?
Yeah.
And then the last one, there's actually 2 more still. You should not go out with me if you watch football after Thanksgiving dinner and don't go to immediately wash the dishes after.
Okay. Well,
that's absurd, bro.
She needs to change her gender preferences to trying to find other women.
Probably. Tell me this. Thanksgiving, a meal of families. Families are involved, right?
Yeah.
You're probably with your family of hopefully 5, 6, or more.
Right.
I'm not going to stereotype here, but
be cautious and be respectful.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll gladly help with dishes if it's needed. If it was me and my wife and it was just us doing a Thanksgiving dinner, yes, I'm going to help with dishes. If it is me with a family of 15, which I feel like is average, like 10 to 15 average, not everybody's going to do dishes. Not everybody's going to hop in the kitchen and do dishes right after. Who is doing that? If your family's like, hey, before anybody's going to go watch football after Thanksgiving, make sure we all do the dishes together, or make sure the dishes are done first. No.
But even if it was just you and your wife, the Lions play every Thanksgiving. Typically, they're in that early slot, bro.
Yeah, I think I usually eat after the Lions play, though.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the situation, but even regardless, dude, I don't give a fuck.
You're right, though. This year, the game
ended. If it's like the Dolphins versus Seattle, there's no shot in hell I'm touching a dish.
Yeah.
Even, dude, I don't care. Girl doesn't have to do them. Leave them to the next day, bro.
That is true. I would do it.
We can throw the carcass of the turkey into the yard, and we can.
I agree.
Dude, I'd rather throw away the dishes than not watch that game.
I 100% agree. And the last one, this is a multiple choice answer. This is something they want you to respond to, something they want you to get back on, something they want you to, let us know how you feel about this. But essentially, last question is, my dream home must include a nap or a closet for naps, tons of pets, or unfinished at-home projects. And the reason I the reason I bring this one up is I don't want any of those things.
The fuck is a nap closet?
I don't want a nap closet.
What is that?
Why? Just sleep in your room.
What is a nap closet?
It would be like a Harry Potter closet with a mattress that you nap in.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Don't want that. You're just adding an unnecessary bedroom. Just sleep in a bedroom around the couch.
I've never even heard of that concept.
Second option, tons of pets. No. I do not want more than 2-3 pets.
Actually, if it's in the house, that doesn't make sense. But if you think of tons in the literal term, as in like a weight unit, you could get like 2 elephants.
I guess.
That's not that many pets.
I still wouldn't want that, though.
It could be cool.
I don't want 2 elephants.
They have a good memory. You can teach them cool tricks.
3 giraffes. I don't want any of that.
Giraffes are kind of light.
And then the at-home projects, you just always have half-done at-home projects. No.
half-done projects.
Finish the
That
project.
shows me that she's not motivated. Finish the project, then come talk to me.
Yeah, that's partially why I stopped talking to old girl. Was because I was like, there's all these things that you have to do, and we get 70% done, never completely finished. Like, I want to check this off, done, move on.
Facts.
I don't want to like have all these unfinished things going on around me.
Imagine if Henry Ford gave up at 70%.
Yeah.
Where would we be now?
Yeah, the assembly line would just be 50%, and you'd be redoing the same thing over and over again. Crazy.
It's just like 4 wheels on a chassis.
But
well, this isn't
in all honesty, chat, I am happy to be back on the market. I am happy to be dating again. I'm happy to be talking about this stuff. I'm in a good place. Everybody always says, you got to be comfortable by yourself before you can be with anybody. And I do feel comfortable by myself. Like,
it's huge.
I even started looking at concerts, and I was like, I might just buy tickets and go by myself if nobody can go with me. Yeah. Like, I'm at a place where like I'm so comfortable. I could go out to eat by myself. I could go do whatever by myself. I feel genuinely happy enough with myself where I can just go enjoy a night out by myself.
That's huge.
I'm happy about that. It took a lot to get there. It was a shock living by myself the first year. It was a shock kind of going into that. But end of the day, I'm happy with it. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm excited for the future, I guess you could say. But I do want to find my person. Just got to be the right person.
All that aside, if you're one of the 3% of girls that have listened to our episodes, hit this man up.
Only if you're...
Don't put parameters on it. Hey, we love all of our girl listeners.
Couple more sections, couple more segments. We out of here. It's our Saturday, man. Joe doesn't have anything going on, so we might get into something later, which I'm happy about.
Might get some Olive Garden, bro. Unlimited breadsticks and soup. Come on. Got a gift card for that, too.
Which is crazy. Who's giving you an Olive Garden gift card? But besides the point.
Joe, the fam.
I used to know a guy that worked at Olive Garden. They microwave 70% of their meals.
That's incorrect. Might be real. Doesn't matter, though.
It was a worker. It was an employee.
No, I don't give a fuck, dude. Chicken and gnocchi can't be faked.
All right, we got another repeat segment, another segment we're excited about. Mm-hmm. Chris and Joe versus the Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet. This is another big one, another big fan favorite. I'll start us off here.
Yeah.
Based on the last one, we both kind of went animals. I'm going to go after something a little harder to overcome. I'm going to go an uncontacted tribe.
So me and you,
yes,
versus uncontacted tribe. How many people?
I don't know. I didn't really do that much research into it. I would assume there's not that many left. There's got to be like 4 or 5 uncontacted tribes left. I would assume the average like person range would be somewhere like 40 to 50. And they're savages. But what they don't realize is they raise savages on Joy.
What?
T Grizzly line. Joy Road. Come on.
Joy Road.
Come on, dude. So I'm not saying I'm going to pull up with like a Glock or anything, but because I don't think we should be able to use external, things or whatever.
Right.
And, they have the whole thing. So anytime somebody pulls up on them, they're like firing on them with their bow and arrows or whatever they got. And but the
let's just walk through it. Like, this is how it would happen. And let's step by step, how would we accomplish this? How would we beat it? So
here's what I'm getting into though. Like they worship planes when a plane flies overhead. So I was like getting into my strat.
Okay.
Right? Like, so they worship planes when planes fly overhead because they're like, oh my God, that's God. So I'm assuming though, in this circumstance, we're just getting dropped off kind of like on a beach because it probably have to be what it is. So the first thing that we'd have to do is some sort of like technological or advanced feat so they know where, you know what I mean, we should be worshipped.
Right. They're like, oh, we care about these guys.
Yeah, so what would go into that? So, I'm not joking. I was almost thinking like if we gritty.
Or do like some intricate dance.
Yeah, like something like that.
They probably do that stuff. So it'd have to be like you just show them something. Nelk. Do you know Nelk?
I'm familiar.
I actually grew up watching Nelk. I respect those guys. They out the mud, which I respect. Yeah. But yeah, like just suburbs of Canada, 3 dudes or whatever just start making prank videos and just go viral.
Basically us, dude. Exactly.
So I respect them. And I like how Jesse broke off does his clothing now and everything. But besides the point, they released a video about a month ago that said Nelk hanging out with an uncontacted tribe.
No shot.
Yeah. And they went and they just like vlogged it. They gave them like zins. They gave them like.
Are you kidding? You cannot give those boys zins.
So they like started doing that stuff. They started like recording it. They started like joking with them and everything. I didn't.
How do you joke with somebody that doesn't know language?
I didn't watch the whole video. Like, you're just making funny TikToks with people, like doing dance videos and stuff. So I don't think that they're going to be that shocked that there's other people that you're trying to see who they are, because like they probably understand that people are curious and people want to know them. I think,
dude, every time I've heard about an uncontacted tribe and people pull up, they're like busting out with like the bows and their, bow and arrows and stuff.
Right. And that's like how their first initial response would be. So like my take is that you literally have to like pull up on them and just say, I'm friendly. I'm just trying to get to know you. Ask me any questions. I'd love to ask you questions.
They wouldn't know what you're saying. I think we'd have to dance. To like look like
they probably dance.
That's what I'm saying. So they would understand. Trying to blend in. Yeah, not blend in, but like we would start like, you know what I mean, goofing around, making them laugh, so they would lower their guard, and then we could infiltrate and kind of like raise the ranks, because like we're so much smarter than them. They don't have books or computers or ChatGPT.
It would have to be. I also think I thought about this too. My best strat would be like poison the food.
Oh God, you're gonna kill them all immediately. Well, are we bringing poison? We could definitely.
Well, it's me and you versus. We have to at some point.
You're not wrong. Do we have? Well, I was thinking more of like ruling or lording over them. But I mean, if we're going the kill route, I feel like we could definitely look that up beforehand. There's definitely plants out there that are poisonous that we can figure out, and just I don't even think we have to necessarily kill them. But I think if we administer a light poison to all of their leaders, just to the point where they get very heavy flus. Very heavy flus. Yeah, and then we relay to them that we are the cause for that. Yeah. And we say this will happen to all of you. Yeah. If you don't let us control you. And then, I mean, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about me being Jesus, basically. But we could, rule over the society and create it in our image. Yeah. No, that's more so what I was saying. But we could just do a heavier dose.
I think you could do it the way you just said, or you could even just come there with a game plan. Come there with the intent in mind of what do you guys want to accomplish? What do you guys actually want out of society? And then literally just with the knowledge that I know. Well, you would just go through and be like, what do you guys care about? Do you guys care about family? Do you guys want to live comfortably? Do you guys want to live the way we're living? God. And I feel like it would be very easy to be like, let's do this so that you guys can accomplish what you want to accomplish.
True. I
really don't think it would be hard as long as you came in friendly. If you came in rough, then it's like it's a battle. So I think we'd be fine in that scenario. I think both of us are like, we don't look like a threat. So they'd probably just be curious about us.
I mean, people look at me and they see death coming. I'll kill you.
I think we'd be fine. The next gauntlet item to discuss, getting stranded on a boat. And we're going to say, we thought about this. This is mine. We're going to do speedboat / fishing boat, middle of the ocean, 3 items. I know one of the items is, actually I'm going to say 2 of the items. One item is a fishing pole. Right. The other item is 1 case of water. 1 case, not Dasani, Ice Mountain. And then
I almost want to contend that one though. Are you familiar with
we can contend the last 2. We can,
Dude, would that work on salt water?
Yeah, you can live forever.
Dude, so life straw.
No, too easy.
Well, we don't have food. We still have to catch the fish. Also, like, dude, if we catch like 1 fish a day, is that really going to feed us? We'd still probably die.
Yeah, but can't you survive 7 days on wwater alone?
Well, you could theoretically survive forever without food, like I said in the last episode, but
I think we do, and we just keep it simple. We go fishing poles, because we're going to be out there for fishing. We have a knife, and we have a lighter.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is it would be so uncomfortable to sleep. Yeah. There's probably only like benches or the floor.
Yeah, so I think it's a decent boat. So I think we do have the cushions. And we could carve out the cushions. You can make the cushions into a blanket, basically. It is going to suck.
What about like a sleeping bag?
Oh, you know what you would do is you'd probably just cut the canopy up top off, and then you would just sleep with the canopy.
There's a canopy on those?
I think some of them. I think they usually have that like stretch fabric that kind of like goes above the boat so that you're like in the shade if you're driving.
I don't hate that, but the lighter is funny as fuck to me because, like, dude, you can't just start a fire on your boat.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way to cook the fish. Metal. We can't just catch fish.
You can't eat raw fish.
Not all the fish. I don't know what. I don't think you can just do that though. I don't think you can just bring the fish on the boat and just eat it right away.
What's sushi then?
I don't think you can do that, bro. I think it's
take a bite out of it
or something.
But dude, how would we
make sure that you can do it?
We can only burn so much. So you like literally unless you held up the fish and lit it on fire.
All the cushions and like fabrics.
We'd run out so fast. We'd run out on like day 3. And also, how many chemicals are we eating?
Pull up. You could literally go underwater. Think about how much seaweed we'll be pulling up from fishing.
We're in the middle of the ocean. Take all that
seaweed.
You don't get seaweed in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, whatever. Sticks, seaweed, whatever we find.
There's sticks in the middle of the ocean?
We bring on the boat. And then we pull them on and we let it dry off in the sun.
Oh, dude,
and then we start a fire underneath it, put a fish on top that we caught with our fishing pole.
And it won't light the rest of the boat on fire?
That would be the difficulty. You'd have a little platform on the outside.
What are we going to make the platform out of?
I don't know, but that's my thought process. That's how we survived the longest.
I don't hate it. I really don't hate it, but I feel like there's...
What's your strat? What's your strat otherwise?
Life strat? Honestly... I'll go life straw. I'll go a spear. I'd rather spear the fish. And then my last one,
catching a single fish if you're spearing.
You've never seen me spear?
No, you're never.
You've never seen me spear before.
In the deep ocean.
You've never seen me spear.
I think you're supposed to be like ankle, like mid-calf.
I can lay off the end of the boat and spear. I'm very good at spearing. And then my last one, is it cheating if I say a flare?
A fire?
A flare? Like a flare
gun?
That
would be on a boat already.
Get people's attention.
That'd probably be on a
boat pop that boy in the air.
Right.
Get people's attention.
Yeah, but usually they have like 2 flares, and if you miss the first 2, you're done.
You're not wrong.
Would you use them?
I'd use the first flare to kill you. I'd shoot you with it, and then I'd set up the second one, I get saved.
I think with my items, I can survive for a year and a half.
Oh my God. You didn't even choose water. Where are you getting water from?
You can boil the water with the fire and drink the water.
Does boiling salt water drink?
Yes.
Where does the salt go?
It evaporates.
The salt evaporates?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I've watched so many videos. People just be getting the fresh water, boil that, and then you just drink it.
All right, maybe I'm uneducated on this topic, so I'll trust you. We'll go with your plan. Chat, if we get up to 1,000 subscribers, we'll do this.
We'll do this. As long as we can survive on the open water with 3 items. Chat chooses the items. But no, man, I love the gauntlet. We got some good ones in store, man. I think we're gonna do things like an earthquake, like a tsunami,
natural disaster.
Twister. Maybe it's just. I was thinking about doing how long could you survive in an igloo?
That's crazy. Like 12 minutes. Probably. I would be so fast. Cold as hell.
I like that segment though. That was fun to talk about. The last one of the day though.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3 to come to a wrap. It's a long one.
Another repeat.
Another EP. Yeah, this is just to enhance you guys. I mean, we're trying to make everybody around us better. That's part of the reason for doing this, man. If we can, what's that word? We can import in something our knowledge upon you.
Yeah.
If we can deliver our knowledge upon you to make you better human. Impose.
Is that what you're looking for? Oh yeah.
Our knowledge upon you to make you better humans. That's what we want to do. We want to make everybody around us better. So life enhancers. I thought a little bit about this. Honestly, my sub hack, getting extra toppings, could be a life enhancer too. I got meal preps for you guys coming in the future. But this week, TikTok shop, man. TikTok shop. I got
big time.
2 rugs, a fake plant, a t-shirt, 2 sunglasses coming, rings coming. What else did I get, man? I got so much. I think I got a hoodie,
shorts,
sweatpants. I got Scrub Daddy, you know those like scrub.
Oh yeah, with like the eyes in the mouth.
Yeah, I got those for like my dishes. I just threw one in the shower to like keep cleaning the walls and shit, and then one in the dishes to do that.
That's sick.
Everything I bought, under $150.
Yeah,
and it's like, what am I doing? I go to Target, I buy a stump for $100. I buy a fake wood table for $100. I go, I get.
That's American made, dude.
Yeah.
TikTok shit.
It's crazy.
Everybody wants to say these damn tariffs.
Right. That's what I was going to bring up too. Is like, this will probably go away in the next couple of years.
No,
but
this is a good thing.
I'm happy about it. Yeah. Hey, sunglasses to come. I got a bunch of sunglasses coming.
This man's going to have a ring on every finger.
Yeah, I am going to have some gold. I'm going to be iced out in a little
Facts.
bit here. But no, it's just TikTok shop. And it's really, buy shit for yourself. You know, buy shit for yourself.
Ultimately, it's like, I don't want to call it this, but it's like the McDonald's of merchandise, right? Like,
for real.
Vast selection and cheap as hell, right?
Yeah, and the quality is impressive. The quality is impressive. That's the main point I wanted to make is where can you buy a t-shirt for $8 anymore? And then you could get that t-shirt and you're like, this is actually a decent t-shirt. I'll probably keep this. Yeah. Or same with a hoodie and you're getting it for $20. Like,
hoodie nowhere.
I can't find that stuff anymore for that cheap. And some of the times it's like I'll buy 3 of these over buying one hoodie. Like, I'd rather buy 3 shit hoodies that I can like look nice for 2-3 months versus one hoodie I'm gonna have forever that's eventually gonna kind of just die out.
Right.
So that's my life enhancer. It's been going well for me. I have like so much from TikTok shop now. But it's fun. It gives you something to do. And I'm an eBay shopper too. I
eBay
love to lowball on eBay, and that's where I get most. Yeah, exactly.
eBay, garage sales, Salval.
I just bought a zip up Harley Davidson like vintage jacket.
Come on, bro.
For, like when that comes in.
New Bay inbound. Once I get eyes on that, come on.
I always put a bunch of low balls in on eBay, and then eventually like 3 accept. I'm like, I didn't mean to buy all this stuff. But,
One time when I was a young kid, my parents gave me their eBay login. I was bidding on, I think it was like Black Ops 1, trying to get like the video game used or something like that. Everybody was putting in bids for like $5, $7, $10. And I got nervous that I wasn't going to win it, so I put in a bid for $80. And then I looked at them, I was like, I won it. And they were like, what the fuck? Why did you bid that much? I was like, guys, it doesn't matter. This is basically like saving money.
Yeah, you're like, I won it though.
Yeah, the video game
Everyone
brand
else,
new.
nobody else could pay as much money as I just paid. So
it's like, I need the high ball right now. I'm losing out on this used copy of Black Ops 1.
That's my man. That's my what's your life enhancer, man? What's you trying to impose upon these people?
My life enhancer, it was sparked by recent memory, but it's controlling your Uber experience. So honestly, it's an experience I have a lot. I Uber a lot. It's also an experience I have with you. So I'll start with my experience, and then we can get into ours. But every morning, or not every morning, but whenever I Uber into work, it's very early in the morning. I probably woke up like 40 minutes beforehand. Coffee has not kicked in. And all my Ubers in the morning are absolute yappers. They give me their sob story. They're basically like my Uber this morning. He was like, damn, man, my card keeps getting overdraft fees. I'm like, problems. I'm negative $400 in the hole. Like, thank God the lady before you tipped me $50, or else I wouldn't be here. He just turns around and looks at me. I'm like,
right. You're like,
get out of here, dude. You liar. I'm not tipping you.
What am I supposed to say? Right.
Yeah. But they're always like yappers, and I like just woke up. I'm not trying to talk all that. So controlling your Uber experience, it's all about learning how to navigate people in the sense of when somebody starts yapping at me that early in the morning, just whip out your phone, turn your head out the window. They start saying shit to you, just go, yeah. All right. Pay them
just mumble them,
yeah. Pay them no mind. Let them do their thing. Do your thing. You do not owe these people anything. You're paying them to do a service, which is the way that you have to view this. So especially if they're yappers, my favorite Uber is a quiet Uber, unless, which brings me to our experience, is if they're lit as fuck, which we were Ubering.
You kind of do want a different Uber for if you're going to work in the morning versus if you're going to the club at night.
Well, I never want a talker personally. So I want an Uber if I'm going to the club.
Just it's all like
a lit ass DJ Uber.
Yeah.
DJs hardly talk. So, they might like turn down the music a little bit and be like, I want everybody's hands in the air. Which is what I want my Uber to be doing.
Yeah, the ones that had the strobe lights, and LED lights, and snacks in the back. Like, I have so many good Uber experiences. I mean, some of them have chips and chargers, and there's so many crazy Ubers that we've been in. Joe and I just went in an Uber. We were going out this weekend. This was not the concert day. It was a different day. And we sit in this Uber. We're 20 seconds in. I was in the front seat. Everyone else sitting back seat. There's like 3 or 4 people with us. I'm sitting front seat. I go, hey, can I play music? Like, can I play music? Can I play a song? I go to play a song. Like I told you guys, I've been into club music recently.
Mm-hmm.
I go to play like a club, like fist pumping type of music.
It was the craziest song
as
ever.
I'm pressing play on it, I'm about to press like start. He turns it up all the way in the car.
Yeah.
And for a 15-minute ride, we listened to like 2 or 3 club songs. And it was just like everybody in the car's fist pumping the whole time. The Uber was fist pumping the whole time. And his car was on full blast.
There were literally bolts coming out the high end.
Yeah. Things are flying off the car. We're like, what is happening? And then as soon as we pull up, he turns it all the way down. He goes, hope you guys have a good night.
Yeah. It was
like,
fire as fuck.
So perfect.
That is the perfect night Uber. But that goes into my point. Controlling your Uber experience. We never would have had that unless you asked. Right?
Right.
Every Uber, just like every car, has the ability to let anybody play music.
That's true.
You just got to say, let me get on that bitch. Let me play it. And
Right.
that guy just happened to be one of the lit ones that wanted to bump, dude.
Right.
He was just trying to have a good night.
Yeah. And that too, you can kind of control your Uber experience. If it's not, even if it's by yourself and you're not trying to fist pump like that, you can ask your Uber. It's like, hey, like, any good stories? What's been going on lately? Maybe you want to talk. I'm more of a talker. I err on that side. How long you been an Uber driver for? How long? Whatever. I just had an Uber a couple weeks ago drive up on my front lawn to pick me up.
Right? Literally right out there.
Right behind us. Like drive on the front lawn and he's full blast on the horn for 30 seconds. Like didn't even get the notification that he was here on the Uber app. And I get in the car and go, what are you doing? I get in the car and go, what are you doing? And then immediately almost gets in an accident in oncoming traffic. I'm like, just get me out of here.
Yeah.
But I could have been honestly a more mature adult and said, go pick me up around the street.
Yeah.
I'm not getting in right here. Go pick me up where it said to pick me up at. I'll get in. I sit down. I say, hey, how long you been in Uber for? And then that probably would have solved what I went through.
So that's like that one time me and Marissa were Ubering home. It was late at night, like 2 a.m. And our Uber gets pulled over. We see the cop sirens. He starts pulling over. And I just hear this guy under his breath go, oh, fuck. And I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? And so the cop gets out and I bust out the door and I'm like, we're not with this guy. I don't know what he did. And the cop's like, get up and get back in the car. And I was like, dude, why am I in trouble right now?
Like I just called his Uber. I don't know what's going on.
So then like the cop ended up just giving him a ticket for like expired tabs or whatever it was. And then the guy finished the drive home. It was so awkward. Just like, he's a bad person. Get him. Because I thought we were fucked and I was hammered. And I was like, this
That is true though. It's like, do I have to call another Uber? Do I have to get
That's what I said. I was just
like,
sitting
what
out
am
there.
I gonna do from this point on?
Yeah. No, there's been several times in Ubers though where it's just been bad news. I used to live at 2110 Gulfview Drive, Troy, and there was a 2110 Gulfview Drive. I don't live there anymore. But then apparently I was Ubering home from Detroit one time. There's a 2110 Gulfview Drive, Warren, and I get there also late as hell, like 3 a.m. And I get out and I was like, this doesn't look like my apartment. And then I like have to get back in the Uber.
Yeah.
By the time I got home, it was like $160.
Yeah. My best Uber experience, I was Ubering from a wedding. It was a blizzard. I got in a Tesla. She drove me 45 minutes for me to realize I lost my keys.
Oh, God.
And then I was like, I'll pay you on the side if you take me to my grandma's house. And then she took me to my grandma's house. The nicest lady of all time. She's like, we should start a food cooking channel together. Like, I love your personality. I was like,
dude.
I love this Uber. So.
Dude, there was another time where back when I lived at 2110, Marissa's mom had like a similar address. I'm looking at the Uber app and I accidentally click on her mom's address and I'm Ubering home drunk. I get out with Milan pizza in hand and I'm like, oh my God, I'm at her mom's house. It's 3 a.m. I'm plastered drunk. I knew there was no way that I could go into her mom's house right now and ask her if I could sleep in there. So instead, it's 3 a.m. I called George, my brother, and I'm like, dude, you got to pick me up. He drives 45 minutes from White Lake, picks me up, takes me home. It's like 4 a.m. and then he goes home. And I had to do all that because I took the wrong Uber. Right. And dude, I couldn't get another Uber. By the time he came,
that's what happened to me. It was a blizzard.
Yeah, it took him so long. It took him so long to come get me that I was laying on the side of her street with the pizza on my chest, asleep.
Yeah, and that's
imagine if she saw me out there. Like that
is a story for another time. Our Uber after Boogie Fever that one day, or I mean, we Ubered separately, but
don't touch me.
But it's a story for another day. Chat. Thank you guys.
Love you, chat.
Episode 3 in the books. Longer episode for you guys today.
Yep.
We knew it was going to be longer. Please subscribe. 100 sub giveaway. Going to Toledo. Maybe bringing a chat member with us. We'll see.
That would be sick.
Depending on who the chat member is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a potential date.
Well,
Maybe I'll go on a date. Maybe I'll match with somebody. I'll send my location to Toledo, and
I think it's one of the
I'll
boys.
go on a date when we get there. But
Could be.
anyways, we appreciate you guys again. So fun to do. Episode 3 in the books.
Yep.
Let's run it, bro.
Love you guys. Peace.
Salute.